you spend all your time in Facebook, or do you mix the two? I mean, that's what the idea is, that the Facebook friends and your Dig friends are all one and the same now. If PageRank is what the classic web has been about to date, Google are going to come out with a search engine for people, a social search engine, and it's going to be based on social rank or friend rank. We can already see in the social bookmarking sites and the social networking sites how the links between people and fans and followers are all weighted, and all of the algorithms within the bookmarking sites to determine where content ends up is weighted by the authority of the people that are actually digging it and have the fans following them, etc. So let me just tie all of this together for you in this diagram. So where does all this leave bookmarking, search engines, networking? Where does it all tie in? Well, looking at the diagram, you've got your social bookmarking, you've got your social networking. You can see by the deals done with Dig and Facebook, they've merged. Ultimately, Dig's a social networking community in its own right. You can shout out and you can communicate. We're going to do a case study on Dig through this course. And the classic web, the pull web, is what these guys cut their teeth on. Social media, Web 2, Web 3, it's more the push web, the RSS, push, and you've got the social networking sites, the blogger community, the Twitter, the Facebooks, the friend feeds. The search engines are now taking aggregates across the board. So if content is being fed through Dig and Stumbled Upon and Delicious, and it's being voted up in those sites, and it's also being fed through Twitter and through Facebook and through friend feed, then you can rest assured that the Google and Yahoo and MSN search engines are recording all of this data in their Word database, and they're ranking that content highly as well, because they don't want to be seen as dinosaurs serving up old data based on the old classic web PageRank system that's not recent or relevant, and they can't build a machine that's as recent and relevant as millions of people passing content from hand to hand, voting it up after reading it as a human. I mean, the human brain, it might not have as much processing power as the internet, but it's a hell of a lot smarter in terms of being able to read emotion and all of the other elements that the machine will never get right. So what the search engines are doing now is they're aggregating all of the data that's coming from all the bookmarking sites and all of the networking sites. And like I've shown you, this Facebook has an element of bookmarking to it. It's a social networking site predominantly because it allows you to chat and, engage on content. But Dig is also got a social networking element to it. It's predominantly a bookmarking site with a social element to it, and Facebook is predominantly a social networking site with a bookmarking element to it, and the two of them have aligned and partnered. So you saw with the open social videos, it's coming to the point where you're going to be able to log into most of this stuff now through either a Google login, a Twitter login, or a Facebook login. The three big. I think they're the three big movers in the next era of the web. And I think you're going to be able to access most of what you do online through one interface through either of those three logins. Now, what you see in front of you is a patent. Okay? Now, if you have a look down here, you'll see the patent is registered to no other than Google Incorporated, Mountain View, California. Okay. What's claimed? Well, let's have a look at this. Alright, so point 1. A computer implemented method for displaying advertisements to members of a network comprises identifying one or more communities of members, identifying one or more influencers in one or more communities, and placing one or more advertisements at the profiles of one or more members in the identified one or more communities. So what that means, in layman terms, is that Google are going to provide advertising, and just like pay-per-click does now, and the AdSense network where you can place ads based on their pages in the classic web and the page rank, they're going to sell advertising on people's social pages. So I'm going to give you the link to this under the video so you can come and have a read of this yourself. I'm not going to go through every point, but this is proof enough. Anyone that comes to read this will see where I'm going with this, and this is what you have to do to be ahead of the curve, to see what's coming so that you can put your plans into play to be there and enjoying the benefits before it changes. This is going to change everything because Google are calling influencers, they're going to rank them. Now, influencers are people with authority.